What is hashtag lotus birth? Why did Amir send it to me? And is it the new birthing trend that is taking over the birthing world? We're gonna tell you all about that. Here's what it is. There's a rapidly growing birthing trend among young parents where they are delaying cutting the cord for days, letting it detach from the placenta on its own. It's called lotus birth, and it's caught on among parents who believe it conveys remarkable, almost magical benefits to their newborns. But medical professionals caution that lotus birth is medically risky and scientifically unsound.
No
with no
shit.
compelling evidence that the baby benefits from having what's essentially a discarded organ attached to them for days on end. Hey, if you have some spare time, go search hashtag lotus birth on Instagram for some.
Do we have any pictures?
Stuff on that.
Oh.
We don't.
Well,
Amir,
we're gonna put some up in post because you need to see it to believe it.
That's on you. So a little bit more. According to those who practice and advocate for it, lotus birth facilitates an intense bond between mother and child, far more than the usual contact brought by nursing and cuddling. It also claimed to help babies fight off infections, severe jaundice, and immune system diseases by keeping the baby attached to the mother's blood. However, you guys may know Twitter's resident gynecologist, Dr. Jennifer Gunter, said that this is not cool. She says, that research does show the benefits of keeping a baby attached to an umbilical cord for at least a short time after birth, and that the placenta can easily be kept fresh and sanitary by curing it with rock salt and essential oils when the baby is ready to be done with it. They simply pull the cord out, as she says her son did. Quote, why anyone with an understanding of modern microbiology would promote leaving a newborn attached to dead, decomposing tissue that could be a source of infection is beyond me. Now, we're getting this full article from Attention, and Attention closes off their thing saying there's simply no compelling evidence that extended cord clamping has any commensurate to the risk it carries, and no ethical way to study whether it's beneficial to babies. Yeah. So, Amir, you sent this story over.
I find it fascinating. Like, honestly, like with the internet and how connected we are, people come up with the most batshit ideas, and then they spread those batshit ideas around, and then other people pick them up and they start doing weird shit like this and putting pictures up on Instagram about it.
This is where I'll go with you on that. The fact that the hashtag lotus birth has caught on Instagram is troubling to me, because were it a healthcare professional or a midwife or a doula or whatever to recommend for their patient or for the mother a lotus birth, that's one thing. I think that's entirely different. But for someone to just put on Instagram, like I could honestly right now on my Instagram account, which you should not go follow, just put a hashtag lotus birth on a photo of a baby and be like, this was beautiful. And like, you'd have no proof if that really, if it happened or not. You know, if I was like, my cousin had this beautiful lotus birth, look at how healthy this baby is. I mean, it'd be a weird thing to do, but you can't take your information or your inspiration from Instagram about something as serious as childbirth. I mean, I guess maybe you could look at it on Instagram and then ask a healthcare professional, but Instagram should not be the source for medical research.
I think it's troubling that people look at like founded science and like medical professionals, what they say about like what you need to do for a healthy birth, and then they're just like, no, I don't like that. This website with the weird background and like the weird fonts, this seems like more reasonable to me. I'm gonna go with this. This sounds natural and stuff. It sounds smart. I'm gonna fucking not cut my umbilical cord.
So lotus births are actually more traditional in Eastern medicine, and then it's only been recently, I think in like the 1970s or something, that it sort of crossed over to Western practice in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, like around the time people started getting into yoga and shit. They're like, well, this yoga thing is good too. Like, why not try this?
But on the same hand, Amir, neither of us are parents, neither of us are mothers, and some mothers have had very positive experience with lotus births. I just think that you can't perpetuate stuff like that on social media if you're just a mom that had a positive experience. That's awesome. That's beautiful, and cherish that. And
you should have a lotus birth and then come back and talk to me about it. Tell me how it went.
I plan on doing that.
Okay.
I had a big lunch, so maybe I'll just birth it out later. later. That is so disgusting.
Yuck.
Guys, we want to hear from you in the comment section below. What do you think about hashtag lotus births? Had you seen this trending at all? Is this something in your circle that you had seen? Is this something that you have experienced or a friend of yours has experienced, had a positive or negative experience with? What do you think about Twitter's resident gynecologist? She has a very interesting social media following. Go check that out. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we will see you next time on Pop Trigger.